Hi ladies, I'm here to do another tutorial, and this time I'm going to show you how to make these butterflies using rosette trim. And you can use any rosette trim with this. This is one of my favorite little projects to make lately besides flowers, just because I have so much trim and I'm always looking for different ways to use it. And I love this project because I feel like I'm being crafty, but it also doesn't take a whole lot of time. So on days when I don't have a lot of time, but I still just have that bug to craft, it's a quick project that I can do. So I'm going to go through and explain how to make it, and then at the end I'll talk about the different ways that you can style the middle of your butterfly. But first I'll tell you what you need. You're going to need trim, and you're going to need 4 rosettes. So whatever trim you use, whether it's a pattern or a plain trim, you're just going to need 4 rosettes. And you can do this with a smaller one. This is just the regular 2.5 inch size. You're going to need a hot glue gun. You're going to need some kind of makeshift butterfly pattern. This butterfly pattern I just drew myself. Something really simple. If you have a butterfly die, you can use that too, but this is just really simple. So I made one and kept it, and then I just traced them on a light color paper and cut them out. I would avoid using dark color paper because it can show through to the front. So you're going to need your pattern. You're going to need a feather if you would like to use one in the middle, and I do have them in the middle of mine. I just think it gives it a little something extra and it's really cute. You're going to need something for the antenna. Now I have these, I got these in the wedding section at Hobby Lobby. You can use any kind of stamen, you can use pearl trim as well, but I like these the best. And then for the center, this is where you have a little bit of choice. You can use flowers, or you can just use flat back pearls. This is another way you can use those flat back pearls that I know so many of you have. And you can just get 3 or 4 of them to make your butterfly. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead and show you how to make the butterfly. Right. Now with your trim, most of you know it comes on netting. So the first thing you're going to want to do is cut that netting away. Okay, once your netting is cut away, you're going to cut it in half, because really you need 2 rosettes and 2 rosettes to do your butterfly. And now this next part, I'm just going to try to explain as I go. Basically what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to have one rosette open on the top, and then the other one we're going to squish it in to make it the bottom of the butterfly. So to make the top one, I apply a lot of hot glue. And when I put this one down, I scrunch in the middle just a little bit, but I want it kind of full because this is my top wing. And normally on a butterfly, the top is always going to be bigger than the bottom. So now your bottom one, at first it doesn't look like it's going to work, but you can really scrunch it into a small space. So I'm going to put a ton of hot glue. And then what I'm going to do is set this one down, and I'm going to scrunch it into that small space. This is why having a pattern helps. I have made these without using a pattern, but sometimes your sides don't come out even, so having a pattern helps you stay even. Okay, so there's one side of the butterfly, pretty simple. I'm going to go ahead and just do the other side the exact same way I did that. I'm going to apply a liberal amount of glue. I'm going to put this down and scrunch in the middle a little. And I'm going to try to make sure it's the same size as that one. Okay? And then again, I'm going to squish this one. I'm going to apply a lot of glue first, and then I'm going to squish it into that small space. And this does not burn my fingers at all. Normally when you're working with hot glue, there's always a chance that it's going to burn through your material, but even though this material is thin, it does not burn my fingers at all. So we've pretty much assembled our flower. Okay. Now the next thing we're going to want to do is just kind of style the butterfly. You've got the base, and now you're just going to put the things on that you want. So for my feather, I buy these just in a big package. You can get them at Michael's, Hobby Lobby, your local craft store, and I'm just going to kind of cut it to where I need it. Now with cutting feathers, I do cut from the top, and I just kind of snip the middle, because if you cut across, it's going to cut your feathers across and it's going to look like you cut it. And this just looks more natural if you just snip from the middle. So you see I'm just snipping that stem part. I'm not actually cutting the feathers. Okay? And then I'm going to apply a little bit of glue in the middle. Trying to make sure my feathers aren't clumped together. And just kind of adhere that down. Okay? And then I will go ahead and glue down my middle pieces. So as you can see from the time, this is not something that takes a long time to make. It's a pretty quick and easy project to do. It's a great way to use some of those flat back pearls since I know you guys have them. And it's a great way to use your rosette trims and make your own embellishments for your pages or your cards or any of your altar projects. And if you get to the end and you realize your feather is a little bit too long, like I'm realizing with mine, you can just go back in and snip a little, and it'll just be fine. Alright, so the last step is gluing on your I want to call them antlers, and I know they're not antlers, your antenna. Now with these, I just fold it in half, and I kind of shape them how I want them. I'm going to add some glue onto the back, a lot, probably way more than I need, and I'm just going to kind of set them down and make sure that they're out in a V and that they poke a little bit above the rosettes. And if you don't like the way they're sitting, like right now I'm looking and they look a little too low, you can just pull them off and glue them right back on. So I will probably put mine right about here. I'll put a little more glue so they stay in just a minute, but there you have it. That's how you make a rosette butterfly. So really quick and simple. I really hope you try it out. I will put a link below to where I have my rosette trims. I do have this pattern in stock and there's a lot more there. So check it out. Thanks so much for watching.